Married men that go to brothels. I see this all the time. And it honestly boggles my mind. It's not surprising because most fucking men are dogs. But it truly boggles my mind. Because I've seen some of their women and they are drop dead gorgeous. Outside and in. And it honestly boggles my mind why people do this. What it comes down to is the guy's a piece of shit. And she married a piece of shit. And she didn't know he was that kind of piece of shit. She knew he was a bit of a piece of shit because a lot of women like a guy with a fucking edge. A lot of other guys are great at faking it. But a lot of other times, these women know that, is a bit of a rebel without a cause. They like that. Don't ask me why. These women are fucking stupid. But they like that. And that's why they marry them. It's what they wanted in a guy. Nice, rough kind of personality. Sweet to her. But then he goes and does shit behind her back. Oblivious to her. And she doesn't know anything about that. So, all I can say really is watch who you're fucking getting with. Watch who you're marrying. Not every person that you get with, male or female, but this thing is about men going to brothels. So in regards to this, in particular issue, that is a massive fucking problem, I tell ya, because most clients at brothels are married men. So this is a massive, massive issue. Such a serious fucking problem. So we're talking about men in this case. But women do it too. Women don't have a fucking brothel they can go. Well, they do. But for every one that you find that's dedicated to women, there's 500 others out there dedicated to men. That's 1 in 499 for the woman. But women can do it too. Heck, they don't need a brothel. They can just go on Tinder. They can go on another dating app. They can go on Facebook and find any message request that they want to look at. And they can get laid before sundown. So it ain't hard for a woman to fuck around. But when it comes to men and brothels, this is a massive problem. And all I can say is, be careful who you get with. Be careful who you marry. Be careful who you start a family with. In a lot of instances, the wife is found out and they divorced them. And the kids really suffer in the end. A lot of other times, the wife is oblivious and she never, ever finds out. And everyone's happy. She thinks she's got the greatest husband in the world. The kids aren't affected, thank goodness. And the husband, he's got a fucking mistress on the side for the last fucking 10, 15 years, and he's on top of the fucking world. He's an absolute fucking scumbag. But he gets his jollies off at home with the wife and anywhere else he fucking chooses to. There's no consequences for him. She never finds out shit. His mates don't run and tell her. Because they're dogs too. They do the same thing to their fucking partners and their wives. None of their partners are going to find out and one's going to go tell the other partner, hey, my husband was telling me that your husband is, doing this with another woman. None of their partners are going to come to you and tell you what your husband is getting up to. Sometimes that does happen. But 9 times out of 10, more like 99 times out of 100, more like 999 times out of 10,000. That's not happening. It's very rare for a wife to catch their husband cheating at a brothel, because he gets in his car, he tells you he's off to watch the soccer with the boys. He'll get in the car, go across town where no one will spot him. He'll drive 45 kilometers away. And he'll go to a brothel, do his thing for an hour, and then drive all the way back. And he might still pop in and see a few people and go out and have a couple of drinks if it's not too late and he's not that exhausted, because then he's got a fucking alibi. No one gives a fuck about the itsy bitsy details of what exact time, he came and what. He definitely came. And that definitely happened. But when he came with his pals and then left with his pals, the story is, I caught up with my buddies, watched the soccer, and had a few drinks. That's it. End of story. A lot of wives aren't even smart enough to question that anyway. But even if they did, well, there you go. That's how it's done. They get away with murder. It's the heist of the century. They selfishly get the best of both worlds. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with going to a brothel if you are single. They're there for a reason. And people are going to say, oh, it's a dirty place to go to. No, it's not. And they're there for a legitimate reason. You think a person in a wheelchair is ever going to get laid by someone? They go there once a month, they do their thing, and they feel loved for an hour. They feel, when really you can't buy love at a fucking brothel, but they feel like they're being loved. There's a bit of affection there. Love you can't buy, affection you can. There's a whole fucking shitload of that going around. Anyone can be affectionate. Your fucking next door neighbor taking out the bins can be affectionate to you. Doesn't mean he fucking loves you. So people with a physical disability, people with an intellectual disability, they go there and they feel accepted for an hour. And bless them for it. So it's not about that place being dirty. It's not dirty. People that say that are just ignorant. It's a place to go to for people to have a good time. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not breaking the law. They're out trying to get some affection. Because the world is too fucking judgmental, isn't it? However, single people can go there and there's nothing wrong with that. Single people, not people that are in a relationship, not people that are engaged to be married, not people that are married, and not people that are married with a family. You get it? Comprende? Adilavu? Capiche? Is there a disconnect? What part didn't you understand? And I'll re-say it. You want a different language? I can say it in Greek. I'm even learning Japanese. It's that simple. For men to wake up and not be a fucking snake. And for women to wake up and to spot these motherfuckers from a mile away. And they're easy to spot, let me tell you. Be loyal to your spouses. Don't be fucking idiots and selfish fucking assholes and users and manipulators and unfaithful pieces of shit. Think about what you're doing. Think about that lovely wife you have at home. More importantly, think of your children.